Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mr. Fluent English.
The place where we help you improve your English and your life.
I'm your host, Paul. Today, we're tackling something huge for English learners. That leap from always translating in your head to actually, thinking in English. It really is a fundamental shift, a game changer for fluency, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
We're looking at how to build what we're calling your English brain. It's like creating a shortcut, for that automatic understanding and speaking.
Exactly, a direct pathway.
Imagine, watching a movie in English and just getting it. No frantic subtitle reading. Or when you speak, the words just flow without those awkward pauses while you search for the translation.
That's the goal, that effortless communication.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today, understand what an English brain really means, why it's so darn important, and then step by step, how you can actually build one. We're drawing on some great stuff like building your English brain, practical guide.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just theory. It's really practical. We want to arm you with actual tools, things that lead to real benefits. Easier, faster communication, more confidence. We're definitely going beyond just talking about it. You should leave with exercises you can literally start today.
Love that. Actionable takeaways.
Exactly. So maybe, relax, grab a notebook if you like, and let's get into unlocking this new way of using English.
Perfect. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. When we say build an English brain, what exactly are we talking about? Can you give us a clear definition?
Sure. It's actually quite simple at its core, but the impact is huge. An English brain means that when you hear English, or when you think, or when you speak, you're doing it directly in English.
Directly, meaning?
Meaning there's no middle step. You're not translating it back into your native language first. You skip that whole internal translation loop.
Okay. So it's not hear English, translate to native, think response in native, translate back to English. It's just English in, English out. Cutting out the middleman.
Precisely. Think about it like this. You see a coffee cup. Your brain shouldn't go, that's a native word for cup, which is coffee in English. It should just see it and think coffee instantly.
Right, that direct connection.
That's what we're aiming for. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really about training your mind. You're building these direct neural links between the English words, the sounds, and the actual ideas or objects they represent. That detour through your native language, it just becomes unnecessary.
That makes total sense. That's how we use our first language, right? We don't think about it. So the goal is automaticity, making English automatic in your thinking.
Exactly. Automatic.
And here's where it gets really interesting and encouraging, too, I think. Anyone can do this. It's not just for kids. Thanks to neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity.
Your brain can actually change and form new connections. Adults can absolutely train their brains this way with the right kind of practice.
That's the key takeaway. Your brain is flexible.
Okay, so we know what it is, but this raises an important question. Why bother? Why put in the effort to build this English brain?
Right. Well, the single biggest reason, speed. Honestly.
Speed.
Yeah, that constant back and forth translation, it just slows you down massively. Think about a simple question like, what's your name? If your brain has to translate the question, figure out the answer in your language, then translate that back. You lose time. Precious seconds in a conversation.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Those pauses can feel awkward.
Exactly. But with an English brain, the question comes in, the answer goes out. My name is. Instant. It completely changes the rhythm of communication.
Speed. Okay, but I'm guessing it's more than just speed. What about confidence? Does avoiding translation make you feel more comfortable?
Oh, hugely. It's massive for confidence. When you're not mentally juggling translations, you feel much more natural, more relaxed when you speak.
Less stressed about getting it wrong.
Precisely. And that lets you actually engage in the conversation, not just survive it. Plus, your listening gets way better. Well, if you're busy translating what someone just said, you're probably going to miss the next thing they say, right?
Good point. You fall behind.
Yeah. You miss nuances, jokes, maybe even whole chunks of information in movies, podcasts, or just chats. But if your brain processes directly, you catch the meaning much faster. It's a richer experience.
So it really impacts everything.
It does. I've seen it with students. They go from being really hesitant, worrying about grammar, to actually enjoying conversations once they start thinking more directly in English. And it helps reading and writing, too, because your brain is just operating more naturally in English.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, the main benefits, speed, definitely, confidence boost, much better listening, and just, overall fluency deepens. It really is an achievable goal for learners.
That's very motivating.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know the what and the why. Now let's dig into the how. To figure out how to build it, it probably helps to understand how our brains learn languages in the first place, right?
Absolutely. Understanding the natural process gives us clues for adult learning. Think about babies. How do they learn?
Well, not from grammar books, that's for sure.
Right, they listen a lot. They start connecting sounds with things around them, with experiences.
Like hearing milk over and over while they're actually drinking milk.
Exactly. Their brain makes a direct link. Sound, thing, word, object. There's no translation step involved. The word becomes the reality for them.
A direct neural connection.
Right.
Very different from memorizing vocabulary lists.
Very different. They collect sounds, then words, then start putting them together into simple sentences. Grammar isn't taught explicitly. It kind of emerges naturally as they pick up patterns in the language they hear.
Like learning to ride a bike. You don't study physics first. You just do it, and your brain figures out the balance.
Precisely. It's building procedural memory, the how-to of language, not just declarative memory, which is like knowing facts or lists.
Procedural memory. Okay, that's a key idea. But as adults, it feels harder. We already have our first language so ingrained. We tend to lean on it or use it as a crutch.
We do. That existing language system is strong, and it often leads us to translate automatically. But here's the good news again. Our adult brains are still incredibly adaptable.
Neuroplasticity kicking in again.
You got it. That ability of the brain to reorganize, to create new pathways, doesn't just stop when we grow up. So when you consistently practice thinking and using English directly, you are literally paving new English highways in your brain.
Like building a shortcut so you don't have to take the old slow translation route.
That's a perfect analogy. You're building new procedural circuits, training your brain like a muscle until responding in English feels automatic, natural.
That's really empowering. Knowing it's neurologically possible makes it feel less daunting. Okay, so let's get practical. What are the concrete steps? You mentioned 5 simple but powerful strategies.
Yes, this is where we turn the understanding into action. 5 key steps. Step 1, surround yourself with English.
Okay, immerse yourself, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country.
Especially then, create your own English bubble. Listen to English podcasts, like this one hopefully. Watch short videos in English. Change your phone language, your computer's language.
Why does that passive exposure help so much?
Because your brain is a pattern detecting machine. The more English it encounters, passively or actively, the more it starts to just naturally recognize words, sounds, sentence structures. It helps those direct connections form without you even trying too hard. It makes English feel less like a subject and more like just part of the environment.
Got it. Okay, step 1, surround yourself. What's step 2?
Step 2, speak without fear. This is a big one, a really common stumbling block.
Yeah, people waiting until they feel perfect before they say anything. The perfection trap.
Exactly. It's a myth that you need perfect grammar before you speak. Speaking itself, even with mistakes, is crucial practice. It engages different parts of your brain, builds those speech pathways.
So don't aim for perfect sentences. Aim for just getting the message across. Communication over perfection.
Absolutely. Think of mistakes not as failures, but as practice. Your brain learns from them. Every attempt strengthens those connections.
Right. If they understand you, you succeeded. Mistakes are just data for your brain. Okay, step 3.
Step 3, think in English. This is the core brain training, really. Actively practice thinking directly in English instead of translating your thoughts.
How does that work in practice? Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say you're making dinner. Instead of thinking in your native language, okay, I need to chop these carrots, try to just think, I'm cutting carrots. Or notice, the water is boiling.
Just narrating your actions or observations internally, but in English.
Exactly. Even simple sentences. It forces your brain to operate in English, bypassing that translation habit. Start small, maybe just for a minute or 2 a day at first.
I like that. Small steps. Okay, step 4.
Step 4, learn words in context. This is super important for actually using the words you learn.
Right, because just memorizing list, apple, table, run isn't very effective, is it? They feel disconnected.
Very disconnected. Those isolated words often just sit there, but when you learn them in a sentence, like I eat an apple every morning or she runs to school, your brain connects the word to meaning, to usage, to other concepts.
It builds a network around the word.
Precisely. It makes it much easier to remember and, more importantly, to actually use spontaneously. Context is king for memory and fluency.
Makes sense. And the final step, number 5.
Step 5, practice small conversations daily.
Daily. Consistency again.
Yes. Consistency beats length here. A few minutes of actual conversation practice every day is way better than one long session once a week.
Who can you practice with?
Find a language partner, maybe online. Chat with a friend who's also learning. Or, honestly, just talk to yourself in the mirror.
Talk to yourself, really?
Absolutely. It sounds odd, but it's safe practice, no pressure. It reinforces those active speaking pathways. Consistent, small interactions build that fluency muscle.
Okay, so those are the 5 big steps. Surround yourself with English, speak without fear, think in English, learn words in context, and practice small conversations daily. That's a solid framework.
It really is. And you don't have to master all 5 overnight. Pick 1 or 2 that feel easiest to start with and build from there. It's about progress, not perfection.
Great. So, to make this even more concrete, let's talk about some specific exercises, things people can literally do today. Okay, let's unpack this. Give us some actionable exercises.
Fantastic. Let's get really practical. First, that thinking practice. Wherever you are right now listening to this, just look around. Describe what you see, silently or out loud. I see a lamp, the lamp is on, there's a book on the table.
Simple stuff. You don't need fancy vocabulary, just short sentences. That directly trains the brain to skip translation, right?
Exactly. Direct access. Okay. Second exercise, listening and repeating. Find a short English audio clip, maybe 30 seconds from a podcast, a TV show, even a song lyric.
Okay.
Listen carefully, pause it, and then try to repeat exactly what you heard. Mimic the sounds, the rhythm.
And it's okay if you don't get it perfectly or can't repeat the whole thing.
Totally okay. Even just repeating one phrase or sentence helps. It trains your ear for English sounds and rhythm, and it actually helps wire your pronunciation pathways too. Your brain starts mapping those sounds directly.
Good one. Okay, exercise 3.
Speaking to yourself. We touched on this, but let's make it concrete. When you wake up, say out loud, "Good morning. Today I feel okay. I need to make coffee."
Huh, yeah. It might feel a bit strange at first, but I can see how that's pressure-free practice. No judgment.
Zero judgment. It's a safe space for your brain to just practice forming sentences, retrieving words, without any fear. It really strengthens those pathways.
Makes sense.
What else? Exercise 4. Keep a tiny English diary. Every night, just write 2 or 3 simple sentences about your day, like, I went to the shop, I bought milk, the weather was nice.
Writing helps solidify things too, doesn't it? Forces you to structure thoughts in English.
It does. It makes you think in English and use words in context. Great for memory. So there's a challenge for everyone listening. Try at least one of these today. Thinking, repeating, talking to yourself, or writing. Just pick one.
Small daily actions add up.
They really, really do. It's how you build that English brain, brick by brick.
Okay, but it's not always smooth sailing. This raises an important question. What are the common mistakes people make? The traps to avoid?
Good point. Very relevant. The first big one is overthinking grammar.
The grammar police in your own head.
Exactly. Waiting for every sentence to be perfectly correct before you dare speak. It paralyzes people.
Yeah, but fluency comes from using it, right? Grammar gets better through practice, not before it.
Precisely. Focusing too much on rules slows you down and kills spontaneity. Second mistake. Fear of making mistakes.
Being afraid to sound silly or wrong.
Yes, but we need to reframe that. Mistakes aren't failures. They are literally proof you're trying. They're essential data for your brain to learn and adjust.
Right. Every mistake is a tiny lesson.
Yeah.
Proof of effort. Essential for growth.
Couldn't agree more. And the third common mistake is translating every single word.
Trying to map everything one-to-one from your native language.
Yeah. Look, some translation is natural, especially at the beginning. But if you rely on it constantly, your brain never really switches fully into English mode. It keeps taking that slow detour.
So, the big things to avoid. Don't obsess over grammar perfection. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Embrace them even, and actively try to reduce that word-for-word translation habit.
Exactly. Focus on getting your message across. Focus on progress. If you can sidestep those traps, you'll build your English brain much faster.
Okay, that makes sense. Avoiding the pitfalls is important. But what about the positive side? What's the right mindset to bring to this whole process?
Mindset is crucial. What's fascinating here is realizing this is a long game. Building an English brain, rewiring those neural pathways, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience.
Patience, okay. And consistency, you keep mentioning that.
Absolutely. Consistency is key. And the right attitude. Understanding that small daily efforts add up significantly over time. Even just 10 or 15 minutes of focused practice each day.
Is neurologically better than cramming for hours once a week.
Far better. Your brain needs that regular stimulation to build and strengthen those new connections effectively.
And what about celebrating progress? It's easy to focus on what you can't do yet.
That's such an important point. You have to celebrate the small wins. Did you manage a whole sentence without translating? Awesome. Did you understand a bit more of that podcast this week? Fantastic. Acknowledge it.
It reinforces the positive behavior for your brain.
Exactly. And crucially, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different. Focus on your progress.
Right, so the core mindset is be patient, stay consistent, celebrate your wins, keep practicing.
And believe in your brain. Remember, neuroplasticity, your brain can learn and change at any age. Trust the process and try to enjoy it.
Okay, so what does this all mean for someone listening right now who thinks, okay, I'm motivated, but I need something super simple I can do every day? Can we boil it down to a quick routine?
Absolutely. Let's create a super simple, maybe 90-second daily routine.
90 seconds. Okay, I'm listening.
4 quick steps. First, listen. Just a minute or so of active listening. A podcast clip, a song, anything in English.
Okay, listen. Step 2.
Think. Immediately after listening, try to quickly summarize what you heard just in your head in English, or say one sentence about it out loud.
Listen. Think.
Yeah.
Got it. Step 3.
Speak. Just for a minute. Talk to yourself. Describe something you see. Practice saying one thing you plan to do.
Listen, think, speak. And the last one.
Review. Quickly think. Was there one new word or phrase I heard or wanted to use today? Note it down mentally or physically. Plan to maybe use it tomorrow.
Listen, think, speak, review. Wow, that really could take just 90 seconds, maybe a couple of minutes tops.
Exactly. It's tiny, but the power isn't in the length, it's in the consistency. Doing that little cycle every single day keeps those English pathways active and growing.
The daily activation is the secret sauce.
That's the secret sauce. Small habits, big results over time.
Fantastic. Okay, let's wrap up this deep dive then. Time to quickly recap the key takeaways for everyone listening.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's unpack this one last time. First, we define the English brain. It's about thinking, understanding, and speaking naturally in English, ditching the internal translation. It's direct processing.
Built through those direct neural connections.
Second, we covered the 5 crucial steps to build it. Surround yourself with English, speak without fear, think directly in English, learn words in context, not isolation, and practice small conversations daily. Remember the why behind each, how they train your brain.
Right, those are the pillars of the process.
Third, we gave you those practical daily exercises. Thinking practice, describing your surroundings, listening and repeating, speaking to yourself, the safe zone, and writing that short daily diary. Consistency is key.
Little and often makes a huge difference.
And finally, mindset. Be patient, stay consistent, celebrate those small victories, don't compare yourself, and really believe your brain can do this because neuroplasticity says it can at any age.
Exactly. Embrace the process.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, the idea is to start small, right?
Yeah.
Make English a natural part of your day.
Yes, make it a habit, something you just do, and try to enjoy it. Fluency really does come naturally when you practice consistently with the right approach and mindset.
Perfect. And here's where it gets really interesting. As you continue your journey, consider this. What if every single mistake you make isn't a failure, but actually your brain actively building a stronger, more flexible English pathway? What new connection could you forge just by trying without fear for just those 90 seconds tomorrow?